Perfect. All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining my first meetup on how to stop those emotional food cravings in just a few minutes. I have an amazing technique. And the whole reason I started this, decided to do this was I started showing some of my coaching clients, my weight loss coaching clients, this technique for emotional eating. And I started to put it in my online programs that I'm putting together. And all my clients were like, oh my God, this thing is amazing. Like, and I forget that not a lot of people know about it because I've known about it for like 10 years now. So I love sharing this. And my intuition was like, you should do an online, meetup or online class and teach people. And I think people will get a lot of benefit from it because it's helped me a lot. The technique is called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, or people call it for short tapping. Because what you do is you tap on certain acupressure points on mostly your face and on some parts of your body. And it kind of works in the same way as acupuncture, but we don't do any needles. We're just tapping on those nerve points. And what's fascinating is when I first learned about it, I was like, how is tapping on my face going to help with food cravings? Like, that didn't make sense to me. Although what happens is when you're tapping on these certain points, they've done a ton of studies on this and research that it helps to lower cortisol, the stress hormone in your body. So when we have emotional cravings, it's usually due to some kind of stress, like we're overwhelmed or, some kind of anxiety, stress, just feeling off and not centered and calm in your body. And this technique helps with just lowering that intensity in your body. So it's fabulous. And I was just reading, there's been a whole bunch of studies they've done at like Harvard and a bunch of other private research where they take like not like big studies, but like groups of like a few hundred people, and they have them tap on cravings or some kind of stress, whatever the study is focused on. And then they'll do a separate group where they just do traditional therapy. And they've noticed that, tapping on these acupressure points, when they do the scans of these study groups, it lowers stress like 50% more than traditional therapy. So it works really well. It's very effective. And it works really fast. It only takes like 5 minutes, and you can instantly just feel so much more calm and focused. And we're going to actually do the technique so you can actually experience it for yourself and see how your craving for a certain type of food, especially those trigger foods, gets much more lower. So yeah, let's just jump right in. It should only, I'm thinking, the first 20 minutes of the call, we'll go over the technique and I'll show you. You could follow along with me. And then at the end, I'll open it up for questions and answers. And then I also have a way, if you want to take this further, a more advanced course that I'm doing, if you want to, if you like it and you want to move forward with it and help you along your health journey, I have that available for you. We're first going to get started with picking your favorite comfort food. So go with whatever comes up for you first. I'm going to actually work on this as well. So I'm going to pick cake because lately I've been craving like cake, like a little too much than usual. So, whatever comes top of mind for you, your favorite craving food. And then once you have that nailed down, and it could be a very specific one, like I'm going kind of general with just cake, but it could be like like a specific candy or whatever, totally up to you how specific you want to go or more general. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense is this craving for you typically? Like 10 is if you have it in your house, like you can't control yourself, or you just always like it's just yeah, it's just not a good feeling to like have it around you. You feel like you don't trust yourself around it. Whereas 0 would be like, oh, you could care less about it. Like it's as appetizing as a piece of cardboard. So Just go with whatever number comes up for you first, 0 to 10, and go ahead and post in the chat what your number is. So I want to see, like, I want to make sure we're all picking foods that are higher on the scale, like an 8, 9, or 10, or even a 7 is pretty high. And then you're going to see how that intensity comes down a bit as we start to do the tapping. Okay, good. So we got some 7s, some 8s, some 10s. Good. Okay. And I'm going to go with an 8 as well for me. Yeah. All right. So first tapping point, you're going to you can use either hand. You're going to take 2 fingers on one hand and you're going to tap on the side of your palm. That's like our first tapping. And you just gently tap on that area. And as you're tapping there, I want you to think about that food. So what appeals to you? Is it the smell? It's the taste? It's the look of it? And just tune into that craving as you're tapping on the point. And then if you're in a place where you can speak out loud, repeat after me. Or if not, you can just think this in your head. Even though I crave this food, I accept myself anyway. And we're going to repeat that one more time. So even though I crave this food, it's my favorite, I love and accept myself anyway. Good. And now we're going to tap right above your eyebrow. Either side is fine, or you could do both if you like to be even, but one is just fine. And then go ahead and think about that craving. And then now side of the eye, thinking about that food. And now underneath your eye. And now underneath your nose, thinking about that particular food and how much you enjoy it. And now underneath your chin. And now right on your collarbone, like right underneath your collarbone. Thinking about that food as you're tapping. And it's just a gentle tap. And then last point is right at the top of your head. Thinking about that particular food, the smell, the taste, how it looks. And then go ahead and you can stop tapping, take a deep breath in. Deep, deep, deep breath in and blow it out. And now tune back into that food. And where is your craving now on a scale of 0 to 10? And go ahead and put that number in the chat. So mine is like came down a bit, say like a 6. Okay, so we got some 4s, 7. Yeah, good. 3. Awesome. Yeah. Great. All right, so we're going to do another round of tapping now that we've kind of did all the points and you had like a little demo there. So again, let's go ahead and tap on the side of your palm and just repeat in your head or out loud, even though I have this craving for this food, it's my favorite, I deeply and completely accept myself, even though I crave this food, I love and accept myself. And now tapping right above the eyebrow. Oh, and if you're in a place where you can't do the tapping points, you can just continue to tap on your hand, like underneath your desk. But if you're alone, you can tap on the other points. So thinking of this craving, thinking about this craving, and think of what's the first memory you have of this craving? Go ahead and take your time and allow whatever memory comes up of the first time you discovered you really enjoyed this food. And now tapping underneath the eye, got that memory. And who else is in this memory? Is it just you, or is there a particular person there or group of people? Is there some kind of celebration going on or some good memory there? Or it might just be you, just feeling comfortable and enjoying the food. Whatever comes up for you is fine. And now tapping on the chin. And go ahead and imagine that there's this ball of white light in front of you. And past this ball of white light, and it's filled with love and happiness and joy, pass this over to that memory and all the people that are in that memory. Although, if you're just in that memory, pass that ball to you. And as the people or yourself receive this ball of love and energy, you feel so good. They feel so good. Just enjoying the moment, kind of forgetting about the food. You're actually just enjoying the good feelings of that memory. And then tapping on top of your head and just experiencing, seeing this big ball, glowing energy of love and happiness and joy around all these people in that memory or to yourself as well. Okay, and we can stop tapping. Take a deep breath in, blow it out. Good. And now, when you tune back into that particular food, where would you say your craving is now on a scale of 0 to 10? Mine came down a lot on that one. I'm like a 2. It feels nice and calm and relaxing as well, right? Yeah, 2s, 0. Good. Yeah, so you can see how like emotional cravings, it's a craving for peacefulness. It's craving for love and craving for happiness. It's not so much that we want the food, it's just we want the feeling that we think the food will give us, right? But unfortunately, sometimes that food makes us feel guilty. So here's a perfect way you can release that guilt and come back to that feeling of calm and centered. So that's pretty much the technique. I you can Google like the tapping points if you forget where they are, but it's basically side of hand, above your eyebrow, side of eye, underneath your nose, chin, collarbone, and top of head. So you can Google like tapping points, and there's plenty of graphics if you forget what they are. Or if you forget and you're just like, I can't focus on too many tapping points, you could always just tap on the side of your hand and just think about the craving. Think of how intense it is on a scale of 0 to 10. And then what's your first memory with this food? And send that ball of loving energy and light to yourself or whoever's in that memory. Remember to take a deep breath afterwards. Breath work is like perfect for reducing stress and lowering your cortisol levels. So the breath work is key at the end. And then just notice how much more like centered and calm you feel afterwards. When I used to, I took an emotional eating certification for EFT years ago, and I noticed that after doing just one session, um, a lot of changes start to take place. Like you might notice that you might feel like a little less hungry just in general today, like you feel like more calm and more centered. Or like I used to follow up with clients like afterwards and they were like, yeah, I used to eat like 5 or 6 Oreos from my cookie jar, but like I've only been eating like one a day, or sometimes I forget that they're even there. Like, just like little changes like that. Um, so it might not completely eliminate your cravings, but you just feel like more in control, more relaxed, like you probably want like less of them. So it's interesting to see like all the cool results that come with it. But here's a cool little technique that if you're ever in a, struggle with, oh, I really want that food, but I feel like I'm gonna be guilty afterwards for eating it, just do some tapping. Come back to feeling calm, and then maybe you choose to have the food and you're okay with it, or maybe you choose to pass up on it, or maybe you need something more refreshing, a healthy snack or something like that. So cool little technique. And also, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So if you really like this and you're interested in doing more, I'm doing a 4-week program. It's called Reinvented. It's going to be Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So this time, just on Fridays, and we're going to start next Friday. That way, I have enough time to get the recording out and see if anyone else is interested. Each week, we're going to be doing a Zoom call like this, and we'll have a different focus using tapping. So the first week is all about being calm and centered around food. So there's a technique for that. The second week is enjoying your favorites in moderation. The third week is really good. It's all about releasing those self-sabotaging behaviors, especially balancing discipline and freedom. Sometimes we get like too disciplined on, if we have like a weight loss goal and very disciplined, and then you sabotage it because you're like, oh, I have no freedom, So how to maintain a good balance of being disciplined, but also having some freedom. And then the fourth week will be a surprise. It'll be based on, how the group is going and what the group needs. All of these will be recorded. So just in case you can't join live on Fridays, you'll have the recordings in a Facebook group. There'll also be like daily, just a quick daily tapping that I'm going to recommend for each week. It shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes, although you can do whatever kind of tapping you want as well as needed. And yeah, it's gonna be fun and very inspiring, and definitely help you along your journey. And then I'll also be putting some helpful things that have helped me, mostly on the mental side and the mindset side about um, achieving your goal weight as well as maintaining it, some of the things that have helped me the most. So, incorporating some of those as well. And it's only 111 because we're going to win towards creating all your goals and helping you get to your health goals. It's my website /reinvented. I'll put that in the chat. You're interested, would love to have you. But yeah, let's open it up for any questions you have, or any insights you had, anything you want to share. Just go ahead and raise your hand or come off mute and we can have a little discussion.
I have a question, and if you can share your experience with your answer. I'm just curious, when you're in the throes of a binge, a full quart of ice cream or gallon, whatever it is tapping effective? And even if it is, how do you get to that tapping point when you're already mentally in that binge?
Yes, good question. Yes. Actually, that was going to be we're going to cover that a lot in the week 1. But there's a technique called push the food away. So when you're in mid binge, if you can get yourself to just physically push the food away from you, because psychologically that kind of does something to like tell your brain like, okay, we're giving ourselves some space from the food right now. Like you're actually pushing it away and then go ahead and do the tapping. Whatever thoughts are coming up for you, like, oh, I blew it. I can't believe I overate. And now I'm in this all or nothing thinking cycle where all I want to do is eat more. Just go through and, whatever thoughts are coming up, tap through that. Make sure you take a deep breath afterwards and give that ball of glowing love and energy to yourself. So I would do that like on a second round. So the first round, I would just do, all the thoughts that are coming up, all the stressful thoughts about you overeating and, whatever is bothering you. And then do a second round with the ball of glowing energy of happiness, peace, contentment. And that should lower the intensity of that binge dramatically. I would also follow up with that, um, in a few, like in a few hours, if you feel the craving to binge again, continue to do some more tapping because that was the thing with me. Like I would binge and I'd be able to push the food away and tap and I would feel okay. And then a few hours later, it would like kick back in. So I'd have to do just another round just to come back to feeling calm. And it's a practice. It takes some practicing to like come back to that calm state, knowing that you are really in control, feeling that empowerment. Um, yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions or insights you got from this? Cool. Well, hello, Sarah. I know you joined a little late. I don't know if you missed the intro. Probably like, what are they doing? I will be sending out a recording so you could see like the beginning of and get all the explanation. But thanks for joining. Awesome. Well, we got to like, I was gonna have this call go for an hour and we're 30 minutes in. So I figure maybe we'll end with just one more round of tapping for you guys to have an amazing rest of your day and I'll send you on your way. And if you have any questions or anything, you could always reach out to me. I'll put my email in here as well. And I will be doing some more meetups, maybe once a month of different strategies that have helped me with achieving and maintaining my goal weight and whatever other ideas my intuition throws at me.
And one other question, I was just thinking about when you said techniques, is one of them to do the tapping while the craving item is in front of you, or is it just using the thought of the craving item? In other words, should you put, for me, it's chocolate. Should I put a bar of chocolate in front of my face and say, let's say,
Oh, yes. Yes. Good question. Yes. Actually, I would highly recommend that you guys do that because it's so fun to see how the taste changes or the smell changes. So, yes, if you are craving chocolate, you can do this, when you're not craving chocolate as well. Have a small piece of chocolate, smell it, take a little bite of it, see how intense all those senses are around that particular food. Do a round of tapping and then go ahead and taste the food, smell the food, and notice what's different. Because you'll notice that, like, maybe it's less sweet the second round. Or if you do another round, the third round, it just not as appealing. So yeah, that's something also in the week two we go over. I'll have you actually like bring your favorite food with you and we go through and you could see how it changes. It was interesting. I first did this with diet soda. I was a diet soda aholic. Oh my God. I used to drink so much diet soda because I love the sweetness. And I was like, oh, it's 0 calorie. And I did the tapping and afterwards I would taste and I was like, oh, I don't even taste the sweetness. All I taste is chemicals. Like I couldn't even taste the chemical taste before. But now it's just like it was just like overwhelming. And I can't even drink diet soda anymore at all. Just like it's chemicals to me. I can't even taste the sweetness. It's so funny. Yeah, good question. All right. Any other questions? All right, cool. And you're very welcome for those that are saying thank you in the chat. All right, let's do one last round just because it feels good. And I love tapping. And we'll just do a nice positive one. So today is going to be the best day of our lives because that's all we have right now, right? All we have is right now. So might as well make it the best. Today is going to be the best day ever. All the best things are happening. All the best things are happening now and in the future because I decide so. All the best things. So relaxing and calm, like a vacation day. Every day is a vacation day. So good. And I get to be completely calm and relaxed around all my food today and moving forward. I totally got this. I love and appreciate my body. It's done amazing things for me, and I treat it well. And big, deep breath in, blow it out. Yay! Feel good, huh? Feels like you're on drugs, but there's no drugs. Isn't that amazing? No side effects either, which is great. Well, it has good side effects, no bad side effects. Awesome. Well, so lovely to meet you all. I'm glad I was able to share this amazing tool with you. Use it as needed. You could use it as much or as little as you'd like. It's amazing. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your day.